Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows 2-pack featuring Spider-Man and Spinneret. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's begin this renewal with a look at the packaging. On the top, Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years. On the front, Spider-Man, Marvel Spinneret, Marvel Legends series. Some artwork in the background. Product shots that are probably renders here in the front. The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows 4 and up assortment number. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. Hasbro print on the bottom. Small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. Also, Spider-Man peeking around the corner. On this side, Marvel Legends series. Nice. What are they? Probably renders. On this side, nice artwork. Marvel Legends series. On the back, Spider-Man, Marvel Spinneret. Spider-Man comes with these accessories. Spinneret comes with these accessories. Achtung! Don't stick things in your any other language pie hole that don't belong there. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole that doesn't belong there. Don't give it to the babies. Recycled print includes 2 figures and 10 accessories. Some more small print, some Marvel print, and some Hasbro print. That, my friends, completes our look at this packaging. Let's take a look at the figures and their accessories. And let's start off with Spider-Man. And he comes with a set of wall crawler hands. And mine are all decoed up properly. I know some people were having issues with some of the printing not being done on part of the hands. He does come with a set of thwip hands. This one, and then one already on the figure. And a set of fists, again, this one and one that's already on the figure. And here is the Peter Parker head. Kind of smirky, smarmy Peter Parker. But nice details. Nice paint. Looks very nice. And as far as Spinneret goes, she comes with a set of fists, this one, and one included on the figure. A set of thwip hands, this one, and again, one included on the figure. And a pair of wall crawler hands, or splayed fingers, whatever you would like to refer to them as. And here is the unmasked Mary Jane head. Very nice. Nice shade of red to the hair. And nice printing job on the face. Now let's take a look at the figures themselves. Now this Spider-Man body is almost exactly the same as I don't know about the retro carded Spider-Man himself, but the Ben Reilly and the symbiote Spider-Man, these bodies and those bodies in this one are almost exactly the same. The only difference being that they have retooled the arms to be pinless, and the legs. The arms and legs have been retooled to be pinless, but as far as I can tell, the sculpt work is exactly the same. Right on down to the little divot here in the back of the neck, so he can look up more. As far as the paintwork goes, you can't really tell it too bad on the camera, but as I get it closer, you can see there's a little bit. I don't know if they missed or it rubbed off or what, but there's a line going right there of just kind of white, and the eye got a little ding or something while it was in the package or being put in the package. I'm not sure, but other than that, everything is super duper. Now, as far as his articulation goes, he looks up that high, but it looks kind of odd because of that big space in there. He can look down that far. He's got some chicken neck going on. He's got some waggle there, and can do the full exorcist. Now, he does have butterfly joint in the shoulder, just like those other retro Spider-Men that I mentioned earlier. Goes back that far, and there I go bumping the camera again, and it goes forward that far. Full 360 degree rotation at that shoulder, or at both shoulders I should say, and a little better than 90 degrees on raising up the shoulder. Did I show it spins? Yeah, I think I did, but it does. Another cut at the upper bicep for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbow, I mentioned before, and let's see how much. Oh, that one's stuck. I thought I'd done unstuck these. There it goes. It ain't too stuck. Get that much bend out of it. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge, and they're pretty much all on the same in and out hinge. So there's that. Cut here where the chest meets the abdomen, and you get all kind of hula motion there, and a 360 degree rotation. He does not have a cut at the waist for any kind of rotation. So there is that. Now he does have this, I like to call it the reverse ab crunch, because it's usually the smaller piece up here, but I don't know if that's exactly what it's called. That's what I like to call it. Allows him to bend backwards that far and crunch forward that far, and that's in conjunction with this cut at the chest and abdomen. There it is without it. Now, something I noticed about this figure, and then I went back and looked at my two retro Spider-Mans, which is the Ben Reilly and symbiote Spider-Man. Drop down hinge in the hips. I don't know how I missed that, but he does have drop down hinges in the hip, and with that drop down hinge, it still only allows him that much of the splits. Kicks forward about 90 degrees and backwards not much. His spider butt does get in the way, and that's without swing, that little bit right there. Cut at the thigh for a 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knees, as I mentioned before, and there I go, I'm just knocking stuff all around. Gives you that much bend. There is a cut here at the upper shin, or a boot cut, whatever you wish to call it. It does give another 360-degree rotation. And at the ankle, it will tilt down that far. It will tilt up that far. And it does have forward-facing pin for rocker. And in addition, this is a first for Spider-Man in a long, long time. He does have toe tilt. So it will tilt up that far. And it will actually tilt down that far. So, there we go. That's Spider-Man. Next up, we'll take a look at Spinneret. And here we go. Her deco is mostly nice. I do have some scuffing right here over the spider. That's a little disappointing. I could not get it to wipe off. It's there to stay, unfortunately. And also, I noticed as I tested her articulation, it will scuff that paint or that print, whatever that happens to be. But that does scuff when that happens, when you move it around. So just be aware of that. For the most part, I think she's on the new female body. And, you know, her deco looks pretty nice. I'm not really familiar with Mary Jane as Spinneret, so I have not read Renew Your Vows. I know, I'm a bad Spider fan. But let's move Petey out of the way so the camera can focus on Mary Jane, because she's a model anyway. But, you know, even on the back, there's a nice deco, even on these little cuff pieces. Some nice deco. Let's talk about her articulation real quick. She doesn't really look up too much. She can look down about that far. She doesn't really chicken neck. She does have some waggle. Will spin 360 degrees, and she's on that classic Hasbro hinge and ball at the neck. Arms will do a full 360 degree rotation, no butterfly. She will reach up, or her arm bends up that far at the shoulder. Cut here at the upper bicep for another 360 degree rotation. Double hinged, pinless elbow on a female character, so nice. Gives you that much bend, very good. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge, and in and out hinge on the other side as well, and again on all the extra hands. Cut here where the chest meets the torso, and it gets all kind of hula motion going on. 360 degree rotation because there's nothing at the waist. It allows her to bend back that far and crunch forward that far. Now, no pull down hinge at the hips on these female figures yet. She will give you that much of the splits. Kicks forward that far and back that far before her spider butt gets in the way. Cut here at the upper thigh for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knee, awesome. Gives you that much bend. And you know, I say awesome like it's a new thing. I know it's a reasonably new thing on Marvel Legends, but you know, pinless technology has been around for a while. At the ankles, tilts down, foot tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and of course I'm bumping the camera because that's what I do. And forward facing pin for rocker. And if y'all can hear it, I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's like it's got a soft ratchet in there almost. And I really didn't talk about the face much, but it's a nice face. I don't know, with the mask on, the smile, it looks a little odd, but that's just my opinion. Of course, your mileage may vary, but it is a very nice head sculpt nonetheless. And that, my friends, is a look at the figures and their accessories. Now, before we move on to comparisons proper, I would like to take a look at the alternate head sculpts. And here is the Spinneret Mary Jane compared with the retro Mary Jane. And the hair piece is the same mold. However, the face, the head underneath the hair, is different. As you can see, this one just has painted on eyebrows, where this one actually, I don't know if you can tell, she has sculpted eyebrows. The face is a little bit more narrow. And you can't really see it on the camera, but there is, when you look at it in person, there is a difference you can tell from the profile with the cheeks. And it's really hard to see on camera, but in person you really can see it. But they are actually two, as far as I can tell, they're different. Now with Pete, you know, I do have this head on the retro figure, so there's not much comparing these two. You can tell they're quite different. But you know, as far as does this head work on this body, it can, but if you notice, the skin tone on Renew Your Vows is quite a bit lighter than the skin tone on the retro Spider-Man, and I don't know how well you can tell it here, but it really is two different skin tones, and this one is a bit more tan than this one. This one's been wearing his mask too much. But a good alternate head for this Peter Parker body, if you don't want to use the one that comes with it with the glasses and all, which is understandable. That's a much older, well, I say older, a much younger looking version. This head works rather well, and this is the Peter Parker head that comes with Captain Universe, I believe is the figure it came with. So that looks okay for that one. And again, there you can tell that the skin tones are, you know, this one is much lighter than this one. And the sculpt on, I like the sculpt on this one better, but again, this one kind of matches up to the body a little better. It's still slightly off, but not as bad as this one. So there we go. Next up, we'll get into comparisons proper. R.I.P. Peter Parker. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Renew Your Vows Spidey with the world-famous Pizza Spider-Man and the retro-carded Symbiote Spider-Man. To start comparisons for Spinneret, here we have her with the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinite series, Skyline Sirens, Black Cat, and Spider-Girl Arana, who are both from the Ultimate Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure wave. So this was way back when it was still Infinite series. Here is Renew Your Vows Spider-Man with the retro-carded Wave 2 Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and also from that same wave, Spider Armor Mark 1. Here is Renew Your Vows Spinneret with the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Ultimate Spider-Woman from the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure. She was one of the Warriors of the Web. It was her and Mayday Parker, Spider-Girl. And then on the end we have Spider-Gwen from the Marvel Legends series Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure Wave. Here's Renew Your Vows Spider-Man with the retro carded Wave 1 Peter Parker with the Spider-Sense head. And making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. Here is Spinneret with the Retro Spider-Man carded Wave 1 Gwen Stacy. And, of course, making his cameo appearance, the Marvel Legends series, Stan the Man Lee. How does this 2-pack compare up with other lines, you might ask? You might not, but I'm going to show it anyway. And here we have Spinneret and Spider-Man with the G.I. Joe Classified Series Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander and the Star Wars Black Series Archive Edition 50 First Legion Clone Trooper. And for our final set of comparisons, here we have Spinneret and Spider-Man with some 7-inch comparisons of the NECA 2011 RoboCop. That's the figure from 2011. I don't think there was a movie in 2011, but anyway, the figure was from 2011. And the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. For final thoughts on the Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows 2-pack, Spider-Man and Spinneret, I have to say, overall, I like this pack. There were a couple of little paint dings and smears and stuff that, they kind of detract from the figures, but, overall, that's pretty good. They have nice sculpt. I can't really say a whole lot about Spinneret. I'm not really familiar with Mary Jane as Spinneret. I have not read Renew Your Vows, so I can't really speak as to far as, how this is with the depiction of her in the comics. And it's an okay addition, but for most people, getting this Spider-Man is the main goal of this set, and that's why they included Spinneret in it, so they could kind of jack the price up to it, I guess. Or maybe they couldn't figure out another way to put this new Spider-Man out, which they could have done it on a retro card, but That's just me. I did miss the retro carded Spider-Man, so I wasn't too upset to purchase this 2-pack. And again, Spinner Red is a nice bonus. Not that I'm familiar with Mary Jane as that, but anyway, that's another video entirely. This Spider-Man, it's gonna take a lot to get me to buy another red and blue Spider-Man at this point. He pretty much has everything that I need in a Spider-Man. He has the pinless elbows and knees, great deco, except for, you know, minor blemishes that I pointed out earlier in the video. Really, as far as articulation goes, the only thing that he's really missing is a swivel at the waist, and you know, it's going to take a lot more than that for me to buy another Spider-Man at this point. The next Spider-Man I would like to see him do on this body would be Scarlet Spider. Seeing as how, I don't know, have we gotten one of him a couple of years ago, but you know, it's about time for another one. I don't really, other than the waist swivel, I don't really know what else they could do to add to this Spider-Man as far as articulation goes. Maybe articulated fingers, but that can be a mixed bag. I would much rather have the alternate hands than the posable fingers. They didn't always work out so well with the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends, so I wasn't super disappointed to see that point of articulation go away. But maybe now that we have this foot with that toe articulation, we'll start seeing it creep in with other figures. Another point of this Spider-Man, I think this Spider-Man is proportioned correctly, at least for my aesthetic. When I think of Spider-Man, he's proportioned the way I think of Spider-Man, which is you know, mainly late 70s, early 80s Fukushima artwork. You know, he may not be the most dynamic Spider-Man artist there is, but really, when I think of Spider-Man, that's the artwork I think of. And to me, the proportions, the deco, and all that on this Spider-Man really fits that image of Spider-Man for me. Well, I've rambled on long enough. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. I'm glad I got my hands on this set. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or, you know, just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.